Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of our OA Summer Panels. We're here to talk to you about some UT traditions. As a reminder, an OA is an orientation advisor, meaning that we are fellow peers here to help you transition into college life. We have a few questions that we'll answer, but feel free to throw any other questions in the comments below. First off, we'll start off with introductions. My name is Anne. I'm a second-year psychology and business major from Austin, Texas.
Hi everyone, I'm Dee. I'm a second year double major with RTF and journalism, and I'm from Edinburgh, Texas.
Hey y'all, I'm Elena. I'm a second year MIS major from San Marcos, Texas.
Hi all, my name's Hayden. I'm going into my second year studying anthropology and art history, and I'm from Grapevine, Texas.
Hi, my name is Ray. I'm a second year management information systems major with a minor in global certification and studying teaching Korean and things like that. And I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Hey everyone, I'm Sterling. I'm a second year international relations government history major from Prosper, Texas.
Awesome. So our first question is, UT is a school with a lot of rich traditions. Why do you like going to a school with so many traditions? And my friends Dee and Ray are going to answer that.
Yeah, so coming to UT and knowing that they have like a lot of traditions that go back to way before I was born was like stepping into a whole new atmosphere, because I come from like a relatively small town, and now I go to a university that's basically a little town in itself, which was really cool. But it's just super cool, like having like all these traditions around me and learning new things about the university. And it's like I'm also part of like my own personal little tradition, because like my dad went to UT and my sister went to UT. Now I get to go to UT, so being able to be a part of the traditions of the university, it's really cool, because it's kind of like I'm a part of history while I'm also making history, which is a super cool aspect of my whole college career while I start like the first couple steps of my life. So that's kind of my take on it.
I came from a really small high school, so it was like less than 400 people total, and we didn't really have any sports teams or anything, so I wasn't really super into anything like spirit-wise. But then the moment I stepped on UT's campus, everyone had on burnt orange, and everyone was literally so excited to be a Longhorn. And somehow it kind of just rubbed off on me. I remember I would go places, and whenever I'd see like a Longhorn symbol on someone's shirt or like on the back of someone's car, I get so excited, and I'm like, oh, that's my school. And like, it's a really great like conversation point, because when people are like, oh, like I'm a Longhorn and my daughter goes to UT, and you're just like, yeah, that's great. Like, we're all great. So I got really proud. And I found out that they're everywhere. Like, even when I traveled out of town this summer to like Florida, there were so many people who like had Longhorn symbols, and it was just really cool to know that like my school was all around.
Awesome. Our next question is, what does hook 'em horns mean? When might you throw one up? And I'm going to give it over to Elena.
Yeah, so hook 'em horns is UT's official chant and hand symbol. You can throw up a hook 'em by basically extending your index and your pinky finger, and then like grasping your middle and ring finger with your thumb. And also like virtually, there's like a hook 'em sign. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be hook 'em. It's like, I don't know, rock on or something, but there's an emoji for it if you want to use it virtually too. And Longhorns use the hook 'em symbol like basically anytime they want to show UT pride, but most specifically, especially during like sporting events or any other like Longhorn events.
Our third question is, what does it mean when the tower is lit in orange lights? And I'm going to answer this question. So there are a couple of different orange light configurations that UT uses to celebrate different occasions. So the full tower glowing represents a victory over Texas A&M, commencement, and all other occasions that the president deems appropriate, with one of them being Longhorn Welcome, where we welcome the incoming freshman class by displaying their graduating year. Also, we have a number 1 on all sides highlighted in orange lights, which signals that the university won a national championship. And finally, we have the tower top bathed in orange, which symbolizes other victories or a conference title in any intercollegiate sport. Our fourth question is, how did burnt orange and white become the official colors of UT? And I will be answering this one. Orange and white made its first appearance in 1885 at UT's inaugural baseball game against Southwestern University. Back then, it was baseball and not football that was the UT sport. After 15 years of trying out other colors from gold and white to orange and maroon to royal blue, the Board of Regents officially declared orange and white as UT's colors after an overwhelming vote for it by students, faculty, staff, and alumni in 1900. And our next question is, what is Longhorn Friday? And Sterling and Dee will answer this.
Oh, actually, I'll take that one real quick. So Longhorn Friday is a weekly tradition that is kind of organized by Texas X's, which is our alumni association. So every Friday, everyone that is or has been always is a Longhorn, wears orange on Fridays. So maybe, Ray, when you were in Florida, maybe that was a Longhorn Friday when you kept seeing orange everywhere. So that's a great tradition to always see.
Awesome, thank you, Hayden. Yeah, my bad, I looked at the column below. All right, our next question, where Sterling and Dee are going to answer this time. If you really want to get UT spirited, what event might you attend and how do you show your UT spirit?
Yeah, definitely. So by far, at least for me, it's the football games. I love the football games. I'm a member of the Longhorn band, so I've had such great experiences at football games. Whether it just be going out playing the pregame show, playing those traditional UT songs, or just being in the stand and sort of and just revving up the crowd with our music. I've just had a fantastic time at football games, and by far, everyone in the stands are just ecstatic and just loving every second of it. I know that I love going to the football games. I know that everyone that goes to football games just loves that experience, and I've always had just a fantastic time. And I recommend whenever you get the chance to, definitely go to sporting events at UT, because that's one of the best ways to get spirited and the best way to feel that you're at this UT community and that you're part of that UT spirit. So I've definitely had a great time. Dee, how about you?
Oh, definitely. I wholeheartedly agree. Football games are an experience in themselves. They are so fun. Going as a student was just like a whole new experience for me because since, like I mentioned, my family is kind of like a Longhorn family. I've been going to games since I was a little kid. So coming as a student, it was just like a whole new feeling of pride for the school I go to. I've never like been more hook'em than this year. But yeah, so not just football games for me, but going to like other sporting events and showing your pride for our school. Like I have had some amazing times at the volleyball games. Like, wow, I never knew how heated a volleyball game could get until I came to UT. Like, wow, it was super cool. And just like throwing up the hook 'em all the time, like in all my pictures, I'm kind of just like hook 'em, yeah, like super cool. Or like learning like the chants, like Texas fight, and being a part of that and just like screaming with a bunch of other crazy people who just love the university the way I do. Super cool. And also like not just sporting events, but also showing your pride for your school, like through our arts program. We have an amazing arts program, going to like their concerts and their theater shows. Like they put on some amazing things, and it just shows how like what a talented community I'm a part of. Like UT is so diverse, and it's super cool to just show your pride in so many different ways. So yeah.
Our seventh question is, how did you learn about UT traditions when you started your first year at UT? And my friends Sterling and Elena will answer this.
Yeah, so definitely. I learned basically all my traditions through sort of performing them in the Longhorn Band and just sort of being a part of them. It was a great way to sort of learn about the UT community, all the traditions that we have, whether it be the small ones from the ones that we haven't banned, just marching down Sanjak, or just the big ones like playing pregame or going to commencement and playing there. I've just had a great experience performing through those traditions. And by far, that is one of the best ways that I experience UT traditions, whether it be, those traditions with commencement or even just smaller traditions in football games that are sort of informal, like Don't Stop Believing. In the fourth quarter, we all get our flashlights out on our phones and just waving around and just all sing Don't Stop Believing. It's a great way. It's an informal tradition, but everyone knows it. And by far, that's one of the biggest ways that I learn my traditions, is just interacting with them and being present for them and performing them.
So I learned my traditions also just through attending events and stuff. Like I learned some like through gone to Texas, also going to football games. And then I'm also like a part of a spirit group. So I learned about different traditions and stuff through them as well, like just needing to go to other events and stuff across campus.
All right, guys, we have one final question for y'all. What is your favorite UT tradition and why? Personally, my favorite UT tradition is the hook'em sign, just because it's so simple and yet so spirited.
For me, mine's got to be right before the football game, marching down San Jack, fans all along the side of the road. It's just fantastic playing music through that. Just awesome.
I think mine has got to be like burnt orange, our school colors. I just like Longhorn pride. I don't know.
I love the Texas fight chant. Like whenever someone yells Texas, I'm there screaming fight because it's just so much fun. And I just think like it's a great way to just get pumped for like games and stuff like that.
I'll have to say that I have a tie between two of them. One of them is at all the football games, there's this group called Texas Hellraisers that paint their body with the word Texas on it. And I don't know, I love that. And then there's also the fact that at volleyball games, you chant, "We are Texas," every time they hit a ball and send it over the net. And it's so satisfying to like yell that every single time. So those have to be my two favorite traditions.
My favorite UT tradition is Camp Texas. So Camp Texas is kind of a welcome program that's put on by also the Texas X's, the Alumni Center. And it's a great way to get connected. Normally we'd be out on a campsite in Burnett, Texas, but this year we're having a little bit of a different thing. I'm a Camp Texas counselor, by the way. So this year we're having Camp Texas Connections, and it's gonna be a professor panel, small groups, so you get to meet other students and also returning students. And also we're gonna have more panels like this with Camp Texas counselors.
All right, that is a wrap. Thank you everyone for your beautiful responses. Hook'em.